Welcome to Storytime Universe, where stories come to life. If you love immersive storytelling, deep character arcs, and mind-bending twists, then you are in the right place. Every week we dive into a new chapter of an ongoing tale, one filled with mystery, power, and the unexpected. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps keep these stories alive, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.
Imagine discovering an object that could change your life with a single thought. Not just fix what's broken, but reshape reality itself. That's exactly what happens to Eli Baxter in The Artifact's Whisper, a story about power, temptation, and the fine line between creation and destruction. The Artifact's Whisper by Christopher Phillips. Chapter 1. The Stumble Through Fate. The rain had been relentless all evening, an unyielding torrent that turned the streets into rivers and the alleys into shadowy pools of filth. Eli Baxter pulled his jacket tighter around his frame, the damp fabric clinging to his skin as he trudged through the back streets of his hometown. The city had never felt more unforgiving, each drop of rain a reminder of how far he had fallen from the dreams of his youth. The streetlights flickered overhead, their glow barely penetrating the thick curtain of rain. His boots splashed through puddles as he weaved through familiar yet forgotten alleys, places he hadn't walked since childhood. Every step felt heavier than the last, as if the weight of disappointment clung to him, like the rain-soaked fabric on his back. His job had evaporated without warning, leaving him stranded with unpaid bills and an eviction notice pinned to his apartment door. The city, once full of promise, now loomed over him like an unfeeling colossus, indifferent to his struggles. As thunder rumbled in the distance, Eli spotted an old warehouse, its rusted frame barely holding together against the storm's fury. A faded sign dangled from the entrance, its letters long since worn away. He hesitated only for a moment before pushing the heavy doors open and slipping inside. The air was thick with dust and the lingering scent of rusted metal and decay. Broken machinery and forgotten relics of industry lay scattered, like the bones of a bygone era. He exhaled, his breath visible in the damp chill, and ran a hand through his dripping hair. At least it was dry in here. Eli moved cautiously, stepping over shattered glass and twisted scraps of metal. Then, in the dim light filtering through the warehouse's cracked windows, something caught his eye. Half buried beneath a pile of rusted chains and debris, a faint glow pulsed. It wasn't the flickering orange of dying streetlights or the sterile white of passing headlights. It was something else entirely. A spectrum of shifting colors, iridescent and alive, danced across its crystalline surface. His breath caught in his throat. He knelt, brushing away the grime and tangled metal to reveal the object beneath. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. Smooth, cold to the touch, and adorned with intricate patterns that seemed to rearrange themselves when he tilted it. The colors within the crystal pulsed in rhythm with something unseen, as if it were breathing. Eli hesitated. Common sense told him to leave it alone, but curiosity had always been his weakness. Carefully, he lifted the device, feeling a strange hum vibrate beneath his fingertips. It was light yet sturdy, impossibly alien in its design. As he turned it over, the symbols shifted again, as though reacting to his presence. A thrill coursed through him, momentarily drowning out the exhaustion and the cold. Tucking the object inside his jacket, Eli cast a wary glance around the warehouse before making his way back into the rain. He had no idea what he had just found. No clue that his life, once dictated by hardship and missed opportunities, was about to be rewritten in ways he couldn't begin to imagine. Chapter 2. The Mystery Revealed. Eli couldn't tear his eyes away from the artifact. Night after night, he sat at his rickety kitchen table, the dim glow of a single desk lamp casting shadows across his cluttered apartment. He traced the symbols with his fingers, feeling the slight indentations where the patterns shifted under his touch. The colors within the device flickered hypnotically, reacting to his every movement. Sleep became an afterthought. His days blurred together, lost in feverish study. He sketched the intricate markings, searched obscure forums for any hint of similar artifacts, and even tested different light and heat sources on the device. All to no avail. Nothing in any textbook, historical archive, or scientific paper matched what he had in his possession. Frustration gnawed at him. What was it? Where had it come from? More importantly, what was it meant to do? One evening, bleary-eyed and desperate for a breakthrough, he absently pressed his fingers against a cluster of tiny etched circles near the artifact's base. A soft vibration ran up his arm. He froze. A low hum filled the air, barely audible at first but growing in intensity. The symbols illuminated, shifting rapidly across the crystal's surface. Before he could react, the artifact emitted a brief pulse of energy, sending a shiver through his spine. Eli recoiled, knocking over his chair. The device remained still now, as if nothing had happened. But something had changed. He could feel it. Heart pounding, he grabbed his old battered leather wallet from the table, one he had kept for years despite its torn edges and faded material. He hesitated, then held the artifact close. Without fully understanding why, he thought about how he had always wanted a sleek, elegant wallet, one that didn't look like it had survived a war. The wallet shimmered. Then impossibly, it was whole again. But not just repaired. It was new, crafted from smooth black leather, its stitching perfect, its design exactly as he had always imagined, but never owned. Eli dropped it, staring in disbelief. He scrambled to pick it up, running his fingers along the pristine surface. It was real. He tried again. This time he grabbed an old coin from his pocket, willing it to change. Nothing happened. He gritted his teeth, frustration creeping back in. What had he done differently? Hours passed as he experimented, his excitement turning to exasperation. Then, exhaustion tugging at his mind, he closed his eyes and focused, really focused, on what he wanted. A pulse of energy flickered through the artifact. The coin shimmered and morphed into a rare collector's piece, something he had once dreamed of owning as a kid. Realization dawned on him. It wasn't just about touching the object, it was about intent. The artifact responded not to his hands but to his mind.
Thank you for joining me in exploring the first 2 chapters of The Artifact's Whisper. Eli's journey has just begun, and there's so much more awaiting him and you in the chapters ahead. If you're eager to uncover what happens next, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any future installments. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Stay tuned for more adventures, and until next time, happy reading.